This is the show.
This is it.
Welcome. Welcome, everyone. I have a new guest slash host slash you know him best as Matt, because that's what he always was before. Hi, Matt.
Fucking got him, dude.
And by Matt, I mean Dom Grady, a.k.a. Switzerland, a.k.a. Neutral. Matt was,
Hey, not always.
It was always. In the podcast, that's all you did. You were just like, I don't know.
I just refuse to take sides, dude.
Sometimes you have to choose, man. Sometimes you have to choose.
I do choose.
Welcome,
I
Matt.
choose to stay neutral. Hey, thanks.
So, we were gonna have like all three of us, but then Ekman had to go suck penises behind a dumpster somewhere for some extra cash. So
Pulled a Brock.
we got, oh my god. Hashtag never forget. So now it was gonna be the trio back, and then all of a sudden now we got just us two this week. Cause
Yep.
goddamn, why not? I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
So
There's no problem with
Matt, aka Domus the Grady.
that. Thomas.
Dom Grady. Dom Grady is in the building, boys. He is
Domus.
here. Domus Grady's. He is here with us today. What you been up to, champ?
Just playing a lot of video games. That's pretty much it.
Whoa. That works out pretty well. Because that's a
Yeah.
pretty good segue, and you didn't even know into the next question I was going to ask you.
What you got for me?
Well, so what we're going to do is eventually we're going to talk about what the title of the show is. We're going to talk about the Fairly OddParents at some point in this show, because we need to. That's a pretty good story that came up, and then I got like way too deep and realized, holy shit, we should actually probably talk about this goddamn show. But
Way too
first,
deep.
since you've been playing a lot of video games lately, I asked you a question the other day. What is your favorite video game character of all time, and why?
Man, are we doing like straight up video game character, or are we doing like villains? Or
No, just any video game
just
character.
straight up-
And you already told me, so I know what your answer is, but you need to
Yeah, I
tell
know.
me why.
So it's either Auron from Final Fantasy X or Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
But then when I said Sephiroth for sure, question mark, you said yes. Like as
Yeah, yeah, dude.
so he would be your favorite?
Probably. I mean,
But why?
if you haven't played Final Fantasy, you wouldn't really. Or Final Fantasy VII, you wouldn't really get it, cause
He's like a fallen soldier, essentially.
well, not really. It just does a really good job throughout the game of building him up to be this like super villain, and throughout the story, like spoilers, but he absolutely like kills off one of your party members, and you can never use them again. Just like stabs her right through the fucking chest.
Oh, I know that infamous scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Big Aerith death. And it just does a really good job at building him up throughout the whole entire thing, and when you finally fight him at the end, it's just a really, really good climax to the story.
Fair point.
And he has one of the best boss themes of all time.
That freaking intro is pretty goddamn legit.
The One-Winged Angel.
It's
so
sweet.
good.
His weapon's sweet. His art style is sweet. Yes,
He's just a really well-designed character. Really
is really
well-designed
cool.
boss.
for being a boss. You know what's really funny though?
What?
I know a guy who actually knows Sephiroth.
Do you know a guy? Who's that guy?
I know a guy that knows Sephiroth, dude. And when you asked me that question, I got in touch with that guy named Sephiroth. That guy that knows Sephiroth, dude. Are you feeling me?
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
So I got a hold of Sephiroth, and I asked him, I was like, you know, I got a big fan. I know a guy that's a big fan. And, you know, I'm wondering if you'd maybe, like, want to talk to him. And he's a big, big fan, wants to, you know, see what's up with you nowadays. I mean, So would you be game to talk to Sephiroth? Dude?
Yeah, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go get Sephiroth right now and hold on. We'll go get him. We'll make sure he's ready. I'll get him mic'd up and you just want to give him a quick interview, kind of see what he's doing nowadays and stuff. Talk to him, ask him some questions.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, let's get him mic'd up here. I'm just gonna do the transition over here so we get him set up. I think that's pretty cool that he would just show up like that, you know?
Yeah, really nice guy apparently.
Really nice, dude. I was talking to him a little bit before the show, and yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
I mean, he did kill that girl one time, but
yeah, but people change, dude.
second chances are a thing.
Just getting us up here. All right, so here we're gonna go live to Sephiroth and see how he's doing. Sephiroth, it's all you, man. What's up, boys? It's me, Sephiroth. I heard that there's a pretty big fan in this show right now. What's going on? Benikin? Maddie Benikin? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, I heard you're a big fan.
Oh yeah. Really
how's
big
it
fan.
going?
Love your hair, dude.
Oh, thanks. You know how long it takes to do this?
Probably a long time to get it to grow that long.
Yeah, it takes a really long time actually, but totally worth, brah. Totally worth. So what can I do for you?
We're just gonna set up a little interview here, and just ask you a few questions about what's been going on after the big fight.
Yeah, well, lay it on me. Lay it on me. What do you got for me, huh?
Well, I mean, after you kind of tried to fuck over the world. What you been up to?
Well, yeah, I was like an astounding swordsman, and I want to be the best, and decided to try and take over the world. But then that motherfucker Cloud just came along and whooped my ass.
Oh yeah, dude. That was a pretty crazy fight, though. I mean.
Yeah, he whooped my ass. Like my 100-foot or my 10-foot katana just could not keep up with that like foot-wide sword. So I just was defeated, And it was just it was a rough time, man. I came back though.
I mean, yeah. What did you have planned for recovery after that?
Well, okay, yeah. So I came back. I made that disease thing, Remember that? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then his name is like Kadaja. What's it? Kadaj. I don't know how to say that name. Yeah, I took his body over. Tried to fight Cloud again, and it just didn't fucking work out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, what was your plan after? I mean, did you think you got stronger during that time, or?
Yeah, I was training in Purgatory, and I thought I could just come back and whoop his ass, but he kicked my ass again, dude. It sucked.
Yeah, I heard he's pretty strong. I mean, he made an appearance in Smash 4 even.
I know. Well, then, so I saw that he did that, so I was like, well, I gotta do something. So I came back again, and I was like, fuck it. I gotta, like, 2 defeats in a row. Have you ever gone 0-2 and just, been so tilted you give up, bro?
Oh, yeah, that's me every time in League.
So decided, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go, like, fucking fight Mickey Mouse or some shit. And then some fuck-ass named Sora just came along and beat the shit out of me. Not once.
Yeah, dude.
But twice. Like.
That's what I heard, but I heard you handed his ass to him a few times until he finally got the hang of it.
Yeah, well, he just kicked my ass. And then I came back again. Just minding my own business right outside of Harrow Bastion. And he just beat the shit out of me again. It fucking sucked. I gave up. I became a new man. I started a new motivation in life. You know what that is, boy? I gave up, and I'm just going to become a master crepe maker, baby.
A crepe maker?
Yeah, I love crepes, dude. Have you ever had a good crepe?
I can't say I have. I might have to come by and check it out sometime.
Yeah, it's called Sephiroth's Crepes. I'm not real creative. I'm a master swordsman. Come on, just give me a break. So Sephiroth's Crepes.
Swords to make that crepe?
Fuck yeah, dude. What?
Nice,
That's what
dude.
makes
How
me
many
so
can you make
unique.
At once with that sword.
Oh god, crepes are more delicate than what you think. So it's not about number In quantity, it's about quality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
But I make all sorts of crepes, man. Crepes are like my new thing now. I cannot be defeated in the crepe making. I would fuck Gordon Ramsay up. Fuck up, dude.
I heard Cloud's getting into crepes too.
What the fuck? Where are you getting? Is this true? Where are your sources? State your sources.
I just heard from like his girlfriend Tifa and stuff.
Oh. God damn it! I can't have anything. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm gonna. Fuck this. He just takes everything from me. I bet you he would be feed Mickey Mouse too. Yeah, I heard it. God damn it. I'm out of here. It was good seeing you, man. What?
Yeah, it was good meeting you.
Yeah, well, you just broke my heart, dude.
Oh, well, sorry. I mean, I did kind of control Cloud to beat you at one point, so.
What?
Sorry.
Get the hell out of my face. I'm out of here. Matt?
Hey.
What just happened, dude?
Well, he got a little mad and then just left.
What?
Yeah.
We better just go back to the studio.
Probably.
So, like,
I mean,
what happened? What were you talking about that made him mad and he left?
apparently he's making crepes and Cloud is making crepes as well.
And dude,
And
you know how he is
just
about
didn't
Cloud.
have
Cloud
it.
has taken everything from him.
Well, yeah, I mean, and there was that one point where I was controlling Cloud and the other two people to destroy him. So.
Dude, you kind of hard ass. I brought that man on. You know how hard it is to get all this Sephiroth? And you just made him mad and walked off the show like that? Jeez.
Well, I mean, he does have a crepe business to attend.
Yeah, true. Did you ask him if he uses those swords to,
Yeah, apparently he does. I don't know how one would go
Yeah.
about chopping.
He must have a really big, like, bakery to fit that,
Just a
that
huge
10-foot
ass place.
ninja sword. Well, I just
Wide open spaces, dude.
I wanted to give you a little gift for coming back for your first time back on the show. I hope you liked it, dude.
It was nice to connect with him.
You didn't even know that was coming, man. That was a surprise.
I sure didn't.
I pushed
That's great.
Whoopi's interview back. I'm sorry, Whoopi.
Oh shit.
I pushed Whoopi's interview back for that interview. You know how much it cost to get that man on here? And for him to plug his new crepe factory?
Advertising, dude. That's like
Yeah.
free advertisement.
What can you do? Sephiroth's crepes. Go get some. We got paid to say that.
$100 each.
No, it was crepes.
We got paid in crepes.
That's
Seems about right.
a quality show, dude. Alright, let's move over to the main topic. We're gonna go to the split head view here. So, going over to the big screen. Dude,
Okay, dude.
main topic. Let's talk about the Fairly OddParents.
And Chip Skylark.
Well, that's how this whole thing came up. So, for some reason, you sent me this video. I can't remember. It was a CSGO video or something?
Yeah, it was a CSGO video.
But it had the song Shiny Teeth in Me playing. To the point where, like, it was all stuck in our heads. And then whenever we played any game, we were, like, singing it to people. Like, League, Pub, and people were singing back. I feel like...
everyone likes
I
Chip.
feel like out of all the songs in, like, 90s kid cartoon shows, why is that the one that stood out so much?
It's so catchy. I mean, he has another one in Icky Vicky, but that one's not as good. It's just the shiny teeth and me. It's just
Shiny
so
Teeth in
goddamn
Me, dude.
catchy.
It's really catchy. But it just, like, got me thinking more about, like, Fairly OddParents and how, like, what level is that show? The fact that we were doing that and there were so many people that, like, knew what we were
Yeah,
saying.
they actually
knew the words,
lyrics to
and everything.
the song.
Yeah. The fact that
it
was
struck-
happening.
It hit me yesterday, like, well, partially this morning, like, every time we would do that and someone would actually sing along with us or participate, we would win our league games.
And the fact that they probably listened to it after they got done. They're
Probably.
like, shit, dude. I gotta go
I
listen to
fucking
this song.
forgot about that song.
Oh, almost lost my drink there. No, it's crazy, but, like, that just shows that show was really predominant. Like, when I think of my childhood and watching cartoons, like Dexter's Lab is one that always pops up. I think that was one of my favorite. But I don't know why. I feel like there was a time where I do fairly remember saying that Fairly OddParents was like one of my favorite shows. It made me laugh a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there with like the early 2000s cartoons of like SpongeBob.
Well, okay, so then there's SpongeBob. Like, it's super funny, but I still feel like I watch Fairly OddParents more.
Probably. I mean, I bet I watched Fairly OddParents more than
The fact that when we brought up the Chip Skylark thing, we knew the song, we knew it was Chip Skylark. And then I like started thinking, I was like, I remember all the characters' names. Like most of the plots and most of the episodes. I remember like staying up so I could watch the one where he goes into the video games. Shit like that.
Yeah. The one where it was like Tron.
Yeah, yep. Just all that shit. I remember all that. And I feel like it was so predominant as one of the higher cartoons when I was a kid. I can't think of any other cartoon that I was that into. Like
depends like what time period. Like the early 2000s, it was mainly like Fairly OddParents and Courage the Cowardly Dog for me.
Yeah, in pre-2000s, it was probably like Dexter's Lab.
Pre-2000s, for me, it was Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all the way.
Yeah, Pokemon too.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely the Indigo League of Pokemon.
Yeah, the only one that I remember or care about.
True. That is like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, that was huge. But I mean, that's like anime for one, more adult, whatever. Just straight up silly cartoons. I think.
Yeah, Fairly OddParents would be number one.
But now I started thinking about it more, and then I dug into it. But so, would you think it would be like one of the higher rated cartoons, like a for sure hell yeah?
I think I don't know of anyone that had like watched the cartoon or like hasn't seen it and liked it.
Yeah, I could back that statement. I feel. So make or break. It's obviously a make, but now let's talk about if it's actually broken. Because now I need there's two things I thought about a lot. Three things. One mainly thing I thought about. We'll get to that topic later. That's the main topic. Let's talk about. I thought it ended. I thought the show had ended, and when I started looking at it and reading into it, that show literally just had a new episode back in February. Like
yeah, it ended for like a couple years, I think, and then just started back up right away because there was so much demand for it.
But I don't understand what was I just talking about? I lost my concentration.
You're talking about Fairly OddParents ending.
Yeah, so
found a new episode.
I don't even know like what they had been talking about in terms of like where the plot has even gone.
I haven't watched Fairly OddParents in quite a few years.
How could they keep chugging something like that along so hard? So I wonder if it's even the same as I remember it, because it's been going on since it's 2001, I believe.
Something like that.
Looks like 2001. It has 159 episodes, and it's rated 7.3 at least on IMDb. I didn't look on any others yet.
Yeah, it's like a SpongeBob where it just keeps going and you forget about it, but they're still pumping out new episodes. Like,
yeah, except the SpongeBob isn't on. SpongeBob doesn't have that factor of built into the plot of if you grow up, you lose your fairies.
True. SpongeBob is just a
it's just mindless nonsense. You can keep going. Same with like South Park, more or less. But
yeah, South Park just takes like current events and it just goes.
Yeah, and they keep
on that.
There's an episode where the kids like grew up once or whatever. But like the plot
There's also
of
that
it.
episode where.
What?
There was that episode where they like turned into like adult ninjas too.
Well, that one's amazing. Chip Butters gets a Chinese star to the face. But okay, so it like the plot is once he grows up, he loses his.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to that for a sec. one more thing. So the show is still going, and then on top of that, I looked into it. I'm pretty sure I sent you this because I was freaking out. There's a live action movie of the Fairly Odd Parents. Did I tell you this?
No, you didn't.
Okay, don't look it up because I want to test you on something.
All right.
There's a live action movie of the Fairly Odd Parents. I shit you not, and it's called Grow Up, Timmy Turner. It is rated 4.6 on IMDb, and I want you to guess for me who plays Timmy Turner in the real life Fairly Odd Parents movie. And I will give you a hint. He is predominantly Nickelodeon. He is a face in Nickelodeon.
Oh shit.
I shit my pants when I was looking at the poster. I was like, what the hell are you doing here?
You
You got this, man.
Man, I can't think of any Nickelodeon faces right now.
You got like all that and all that stuff, you know? The
Well,
live
he's obviously
shows.
not like. He's obviously not like Keenan Thompson or Kel.
Well, yeah, duh.
That's like the only two people that I can remember. from all
No,
that,
there's a predominant there's two predominant males that stood through.
though. Man, I don't know.
He was on the Amanda Bynes show. Then he got
Drake
his own
Bell.
Drake Bell, baby.
Fuck yeah,
He
dude.
plays Timmy Turner in this live action movie. Now, just when you thought it could get when it couldn't get any worse, there's 3 of these fucking things.
Oh Jesus
The
Christ.
first one showed up in 2011, and the latest one was in 2014. The first one's Grow Up Timmy Turner. The second one is A Fairly Odd Summer, and then the third one is A Fairly Odd Christmas.
a
Right.
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it's live action, and then Cosmo and Wanda and their baby Poof are animated in. Okay? So I found it online, and I watched it. Watched the whole fucking thing. I don't
On
know.
a scale of like
It
1 to
was
Spy
pretty-
Kids, how bad was it?
Oh man, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it was a little bit better than Spy Kids. I'm gonna have to say. Now hear me out though. Okay, so you remember the guy who played Cosmo, the voice? He was
Yeah.
also the janitor in Ned's Declassified.
Yeah.
He was in it. He is Cosmo, and then he also plays Timmy's dad.
Jesus Christ.
But that gets worse. There's like actual good people in this that show up, like Cheryl Hines. You'd have to
I
look up
can't
her
say-
face. But
yeah,
the
I can't
person,
say
one
that.
person that you would know for sure, Jason Alexander. He's the guy from Seinfeld.
Okay.
He has the little glasses. He's in. He's
Well-
just randomly in. Look up their name. Look
Well,
up his
like,
name.
the thing is,
Randy Jackson is in it,
oh,
dude.
okay. The thing is, in Spy Kids, there were also high name actors, so
Antonio Banderas, who is also
Steve
in Fairly
Buscemi.
Odd Parents. Steve
Steve
Buscemi.
Buscemi.
Hey, that's number 2, and Sylvester Stallone number 3. But still, on the topic of Fairly Odd Parents, I feel like this is chugged along a little too much, where they have Drake Bell playing Timmy Turner. Now let me tell you the plot of this movie, because this is the kicker. So, the plot in Fairly Odd Parents itself is once he grows up, he loses his fairies, right?
Yeah.
In the movie, they state that Timmy Turner is 23 years old,
Oh, jeez.
and he still has his fairies. How do you ask? Because he hasn't grown up. The plot, starting out, you find out that Timmy lives at home, still. He has no job, and he's still in the 5th grade.
What?
Yeah.
He's 23 and in the 5th grade?
He's still in Mr. Crocker's class, and the guy who
Oh,
plays Mr.
no.
Crocker, they still do the thing where he's like, "Very good, parents," and he like flashes around. I shit you not.
I feel like I have to watch it.
I'll send you the link after so you can watch it. That's the premise of the movie. Is he hasn't grown up because he's bending the
Jesus
rules, and
Christ.
that's how he's gotten to keep them. And then yeah, it's
I feel like they would kick him out after a while.
Jorgen von Strangle shows up, dude. Like
Who is
everyone,
he?
even Chompy the goat shows up. I'm shitting you not.
What about the Crimson Chin?
No, none of that shows up. But
What?
like Vicky isn't in it either. But yeah, so has it gone
Does
to?
Chip Skylark show up?
I wish should be played by Justin Timberlake at that point.
It should be played by Drake Bell, actually.
He just plays all the parts. So
It's a
Has-
live action movie of just Drake Bell.
has it gone too far? Is it still a make or break yet?
I don't think I have the
The
right
fact
to
that this your
actually-
childhood's slowly being ruined by my research.
Exactly. Like, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say it's been
Have you ever,
broken.
were you just watching, like, back in the day, have you ever thought in your head, as you were watching Drake and Josh, where you're like, that guy's so cool, he's gonna grow up and be Timmy Turner?
No, dude, they should bring back Drake and Josh though and make it like a college Drake and Josh. They're both in college now.
I bet you they would both fucking. Actually, the other guy, not Drake but Josh, he's kind of like super skinny and is doing other things.
Yeah. He had one Vine was still a thing. He was really active on that, and it was really funny.
He's really active on Vine, yeah. He's been in a few like bigger movies. Okay, next.
Whereas Drake Bell is in the live action.
So actually,
Fairly
I did
OddParents.
research back in a little bit of research, maybe a year ago. So Aaron Carter was going on that tour, right? And he was gonna
Yeah.
come here. And I know a couple people that went. Somebody on chat just said, "I met Chip Skylark cosplayed at Comic-Con. I hope you made out with him
Yeah, dude.
and touched his shiny teeth, dude. Fuck yeah." Okay, so Aaron Carter was gonna go on his tour like now, like within the last year, and they announced together in some video that Drake was gonna be his opening. So Drake was gonna play guitar in a little bit, and then in one of Aaron's songs, Drake would come out and play guitar with him. But then Drake got a DWI and he had to cancel. So it's just the Aaron Carter that went through with it all. But
Oh yeah, the Aaron Carter show.
Aaron Carter show, baby. I wanted to go to it. I didn't. Because why not? I want candy, dude.
Do you remember that stupid video of that music video that he made where he was playing Shaq in basketball?
Yes, it's terrible. I watched it.
It was great.
I don't know what's worse, Shaq being in that or Shaq being in Shazoom or whatever.
Shazam, dude?
Shazam, yeah.
What about Shaq Fu?
Shaq, ooh, Shaq, ooh. Okay. So, still make or break. Now I want to try and really break you from Fairly OddParents. Because this is the main question that's been going through my mind.
Alright.
Is this show like SpongeBob pushes some buttons here and there? People are always like, I'm not letting my kids watch that, they'll get bad ideas or whatever. Is Fairly OddParents like just as bad as South Park in terms of like morals? Because, hear me out. The whole premise of this goddamn show is this kid is like, has a horrible life, and that's why you get fairies. To make it better. And then when you grow up, when you have your time with your fairies, and then when you're not a kid anymore and you grow up, you lose your fairies, and you lose all memory with your fairies, but the memories that you had growing up, that's still there, just minus the fairy part. So you lose all ties with the fairies, okay?
Yeah.
But he has like two sets of parents. So this show is like, you have a shitty ass life, supposedly, because your parents are working. I can't remember. His parents are like
Well, his
more or
dad's,
less
like-
dumb, but they work and
Yeah,
stuff.
his
You know,
dad's like a fucking idiot.
they're like a normal family. Like my dad's goofy and probably just the same as Mr. Turner. Can't remember his name right now, but
I think his name is just Dad, dude. They asked him what his name was one episode, and
I think it's
like
Dad
he went
Turner?
to say it. No, he went to say it, and like a semi-truck
Oh,
flew
yeah, I
by, and
think-
then he's like, "But everyone just calls me Dad."
yeah, I think you're right. So supposedly he's not, has the greatest, and then he has a babysitter who's bad. I mean, who hasn't had a babysitter that isn't bad? A couple of mine were terrible.
I don't think I even had a babysitter ever.
Well, I was a terrible kid. But anyways, so then he gets these fairies, and now his fairies can give him everything, So now he's like in love with these fairies. And like he's like, fuck my family and friends, like I have my fairies, and he like doesn't really learn anything from life.
Pretty much. That's why he's still 23 and in the 5th grade.
So then in this movie, it really came out because that's where it kind of went loose a little bit with maybe what they're trying to push. And I guess I haven't seen even the new ones. Supposedly Cosmo and Wanda have a kid, which is Poof.
Yeah.
So they have 2 kids. One's a normal kid, and then they have a fairy kid, and that's okay with everyone. It's kind of a little weird, but like he's in love with his fairy godparents. They're his parents, but then his parents that he had prior to having fairy godparents, he's just like, fuck them, dude. Like it even happens in the show.
As much.
Well, because you have endless everything. What is that teaching you? If you have fairies, and you have endless whatever the hell you want, besides, according to the rules, you can't be like, I want this person dead. I wish this person was dead or whatever.
And you can't wish for like love either.
Yeah. Then, like, he's just like, ah, well, see you later. These people are way better. Type of thing.
Yeah.
Which is really shown in this movie, kind of, in terms of he's like doing everything to save his parents. He's like, I love you guys. And then his other real parents are there, and he's a piece of shit because he won't get a job or anything. And they're like trying to get him out of the house. They're giving him like want ads and stuff. And he's just like, nope, whatever. You're here.
No, I'm good.
You're my means to live. This is kind of goofy.
Yeah, it's kind of strange when you like.
If you take a step back and look at the actual plot of it all, it seems awfully goofy.
It's definitely not something that like they expect kids to think deep into, but it's just like, have you seen Coraline?
Well, same thing. Like yeah, same thing. But like, okay, you take a step back from like SpongeBob. It's just some guy going to work and enjoying life. It's jellyfish.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's enjoying
adventures.
life with his. Yeah, he's going on adventures with his friends and.
Yeah, he's got a job.
Terrorizing his one neighbor.
He's not terrorizing him. He just seems like he's terrorizing him. I don't know. Even like, I mean, it's a pretty deep topic in terms of like.
Children's shows.
Let's make a children's show, and then let's make it a live action with a predominantly child actor. And then throw it at kids again and be like, this is in real life now. And then they're just like, yeah, fuck your parents, dude.
Your
don't
other
grow
parents
up.
Provide more for you. It's just weird. It's just strange to think about. I think they marketed the live action more towards people who grew up with the show, though.
But why would well, okay, so I was just going to ask, why would I go and watch it now when I'm 23? But now I understand why.
Yeah.
So maybe is that their audience? Is just like the pathetic factor of, wow, they did this, now I have to watch it. Because like it aired on Nickelodeon. The little stamp or watermark was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, then
or
it was like a made-for-TV movie then.
It was like when they did Rugrats All Grown Up.
That was shit.
Yeah? Well, Timmy Turner's 23 and lives with his parents and does nothing. And then doesn't even like his parents and just fucking gets new ones? I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's in the 5th grade. I forgot to mention that.
No, you mentioned
I gotta really hit
in the 5th grade.
Well, yeah, but I gotta hit that really home with this pointer that he's still in the 5th grade. And
what happened to the girl that he was in love with, like Trixie or whatever?
She wasn't there. In the movie,
she probably moved on with her life.
Tootie comes back. The one that really loved him, but he didn't. Because I don't know why.
It's just strange to think about.
I'll send it to you, man. You gotta watch it.
I need to actually.
It was definitely an experience. I'm not gonna watch the other two, but the first one was.
Why not, dude?
No.
Dude, we should marathon all 3 of them straight.
Well, okay,
like we did for the Spy Kids movie.
We didn't make it through the 3rd one, dude, because I couldn't handle it anymore. The movie's only 45 minutes, if I remember right.
Okay, so it was a really.
It's like
TV movie.
Yeah, it's like an hour long with commercials. special or something like that. So, with all that in your mind, Fairly Odd Parents as a whole, make or break right now.
I think it's still a make because I mean, the growing up is like that's like one of the best shows I had ever seen. Like it's still
It obviously was really well acclaimed for the fact that of all the other different voice actors that they got and then continuously got as the series went. I mean, like Jay Leno was on this show thousands of times.
Jay Leno was the Crimson Chin.
Antonio Banderas. They have
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald shows up. Hold on, let me pull up. I was looking at it earlier and I just kept going like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's some others here? Frankie Muniz showed up. I mean, that's normal for his time. Jan Carr. She's like Adam West.
They had Adam West.
He was like a normal.
Yeah, he was the normal character.
And Chris Kirkpatrick as Chip Skylark. Because why not? Gilbert Godfrey was in a few. I mean, wasn't Gilbert Godfrey another fairy? No, he was the tooth guy that was always trying to do crazy shit. I don't know. Tom Arnold, Patton Oswalt. I mean, and when you look at them, they're more than like one episode. Alec Baldwin, because why not?
They had a lot of
Rick
big names.
Fox was in it.
Had a lot of big names that did voices, and it's just like that was a really successful series in the early 2000s.
Well, I mean,
and
still
I think
going, dude.
that's what you have to base. Yeah, it was still a really successful series in the 2000s, and I think that's what you have to base it off of. Like it was really successful for its time.
For its time, yes.
That's why I think they would make it.
But at what point does it cut? Like, okay, back then, for sure, top tier cartoon, I would say.
Yes.
In terms of Nickelodeon Cartoon Network battle back and forth, I mean, you still got, your Saturday morning cartoons, so you got like all that X-Men series stuff, whatever.
Yeah, but and at that point,
as a kid's like funny cartoon,
it was great.
Top tier. Yeah. It's like the Adventure Time of back then.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But at what point is it too far?
When Drake Bell plays a 23-year-old that's still in the 5th grade, that would be considered too far, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when do you step down? So I just recently went and finished the new season of Samurai Jack. Like, they could have just picked that up, plopped it back in that time, whatever. 5 seasons. They didn't pump that out. They didn't milk it. There's no term for like them trying to make a live action of this stuff or anything. They just wanted to finish it and do it. I'm trying to think of other cartoons that did similar things. Invader Zim. I mean, there wasn't that many of them. They didn't pump them.
No, there was only like, I don't know.
That was back in the area.
Very, very few seasons of Invader Zim, but that was a really good show as well.
This was back in the era of cartoons where they just pump them, and if they flop, then they just cut it, and they're like, "Well, see you later." But they wanted to have like pumpy type shows. I mean, it's marketing, it's whatever.
An example of one that was good in the beginning and that went too far is Teen Titans.
Yeah, the first Teen Titans is amazing. Teen Titans Go, even the art style is gross.
The actual Teen Titans series was great, and then they made Teen Titans Go, which is just
terrible.
Ass.
And it's so bad that I saw this clip where in Teen Titans Go, the characters talk about how the show is terrible and that their old selves were better.
Yeah, they were. That was a great show back then.
They called out their old selves. It was a crazy show. And the lady that played Raven actually is the voice of Timmy Turner.
Yeah.
She's into she voices.
It all comes full
everything.
circle back to the Fairly OddParents.
It's a staple point. I mean, do they even? I think they might still make new episodes of SpongeBob, but I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think they do.
Has that gone too far? I mean, that's had 2 full-length movies, one of which is a live action.
Actually, I think both the movies were actually
The
pretty
first one's
successful.
The first one was really good with David Hasselhoff at the end.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
think
lie.
both the movies are pretty successful actually, so I think that hasn't gone too far yet.
What time do you? At what point, like, do you let something kind of? Okay, you know, this is good. Let's stop milking it. Kind of thing. I mean,
the
look at the
point-
Transformer movies. There's been thousands of iterations of Transformers animations, whatever. Then they had the first Transformer movie. Now they're on number 5 with Mark Wahlberg, and you're like, what the fuck?
I think when you hit the Tokyo Drift point, you kind of stop.
That's only 3 in. Dude,
Exactly.
you didn't even see the new one when we went to drunk movie night. You can't talk.
I don't need to see.
It was actually like, that was probably the best drunk movie night, for sure. That movie was like, I don't think drunk movie night will be the same
Insane, dude.
from how crazy that one was.
Yeah.
Best day, man. Dwayne the Rock Johnson rides a torpedo. At that point, you've gone too far, but in a good way.
Way too far.
If Timmy Turner surfed a torpedo into Mr. Crocker's house,
That'd be way too far.
while in the Arctic, when Mr. Crocker's tried to launch a fairy nuke.
Yeah,
That
this is sounding like a good plot for the 4th Fairly OddParents movie.
Drake Bell serving on a torpedo.
Mr. Crocker just sitting in the Antarctic, just like in his fucking base.
Fairies!
Screaming fairies every 3 seconds, while like hunched over a desk working on electronics.
That sounds like he normally is in the whole entire show.
That's pretty much it, dude.
Make or break, dude.
I think Fairly
Make back
OddParents-
then, good break now, or
I don't have qualifications to say if it's a break
Oh,
now
yeah,
because I
so-
haven't seen the 3 movies, but I'd tentatively say break now, make then.
I would definitely agree that it was probably one of the best cartoons back in the day. I mean, now you gotta compete with like Adventure Time. It's impossible. That shows
And Rick and Morty, I mean.
that's more adulty. I'm talking about like straight up more kid. Because then
Yeah.
you'd have to put in like Family Guy and stuff.
Well, Family Guy's also break. At
Yeah,
this
it's
point.
gone a long ways. Well, the fact that he milked out, then he did American Dad, then he did the whatever show, Cleveland show.
Yeah.
I think he was doing another one, and that one stopped too.
Yeah, and if we were adding Rick and Morty, we'd have to add like Archer. And...
Well, yeah, but those don't count as like kid cartoons. I'm talking about
No.
like straight kid cartoons. Fairly Odd Parents, man, it's teaching your kids the wrong things, dude.
But it was a top tier cartoon.
But it was a
back in the
good
day.
show. It's a good show.
Yeah.
Remember the one
Definitely.
remember the first length movie of Fairly Odd Parents where he was like being chased and he had to go through the TV and he was in all the different TV shows?
Yeah, dude.
That was insane. He's all over the place.
There were a few really good episodes that you could just watch over and over. One of them being My Shiny Teeth and Me.
Chip Skylark, dude.
Anything
I-
Chip Skylark.
I
was
can
in.
honestly say the last time I actually watched a Fairly Odd Parents show was probably back when I was 12, like 11 or
Yeah,
12.
something like that.
Like
It's
I
been-
haven't
it's been
seen
quite
it
a
in
long
that
time.
long. They have a ride at the Mall of America, I think.
At fucking like Nickelodeon Adventures
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. They have a big poster of the Fairly Odd Parents, and it's like the old one. It doesn't have Poof in it. It's just Cosmo and Wanda and Timmy.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Did they
Poof.
make Drake Bell have bug teeth like Timmy does?
I should have played fucking Timmy Turner. Jesus. No, it's just normal Drake Bell. Maybe you wish for straight teeth. Man, I wish
Maybe.
I wish I had Fairly Odd Parents now. God damn it. Need 'em. I'm a kid, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna
22-year-old still in 5th grade. That's me.
still in 5th grade, dude. Still winging it. My fairies.
I'm a fairies.
I'm a fairy. Well, what do you want to do? You want to switch over? I think we talked the shit out of this. This might be a little bit longer of a podcast.
I think Drake, not the Fairly Odd Parents, would be beating a dead horse at this point. We can agree that it was a really good cartoon, and that's it.
What game do you want to play?
It doesn't matter. You can pick.
Your computer, dude.
We can play some PUBG.
Nice. Well, this has been the show. We talked about everything and everything when it comes to Fairly Odd Parents. Make or break. You tell us. I don't know how. Figure out how to tell us. This goes on YouTube at some point. You can just comment on there, or you could join us live.
7 to 10 on Wednesdays.
That plug-in shit's really dumb. When we're trying to just do this for fun, and then you're like, oh yeah, I should probably do the plug stuff, but then you're like, no, I don't want to. So, as the great Norm Macdonald once said on the Fairly Odd Parents, I'm off to destroy Canada. They've had it too good for too long. We'll see you next week.